Saw Surgeon here. Today I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I've got some videos waiting in the wings, working on doing some editing. Not really having a whole lot of success with that yet, so still plugging away. So I've got the end of the McCullough Eager Beaver video series. Started on the Stihl Ms250, otherwise known as Stumpy, right here. That's back together and running now. I pulled the vent off from it, had a little bit of burbling while it was running, didn't like, so I thought we'd tear into the vent today. Also, while I'm on the topic, now I've actually started this little commentary about 3 times now, and each time I've had somebody walk in the shop and shut me down, so we're going to try for it this time. So my example piece of vinyl, this yellow vinyl that can be found in all the cheaper saws, this piece was originally about 3 inches long. Thought I could find another tail somewhere here, but I don't see it. Anyway, the section of it outside of the fuel tank, so exposed to the open air, was brittle, and it literally would snap. Now this, I was able to break it, and it didn't snap, but the stuff exposed to open air on the outside and fuel on the inside, it just gets horrendously stiff and just fragile. And then on the inside of the tank, likewise, this example that I had was a bigger piece, and I've done this several times now, and I don't know if I can save any of that stuff, but or that footage. It crumbles. It's not brittle or rigid at all. It's the opposite. So it just gets mushy when it's under, totally surrounded by fuel. So just nasty stuff. Rubber line suffers, synthetic rubber or whatever, suffers from the effects of the alcohol in the fuel as well. Just gasoline, even, back in the days of straight gas, even that's hard on a rubber product. So it's not as though there were never any complications before the alcohol, but it is really only exacerbated the problem. So I thought we'd tear into, while we're on the topic of fuel, we tear into this vent. I don't know if anybody's seen what these look like on the inside, but I'm going to attempt to do this without running the screwdriver through my finger. So let's see here if we can get in there far enough. Pop this apart, and we did. So the bottom of this thing, I don't know, it would be better to show here. The bottom of it is just a cavern, and then it's got some ridges in here. This portion of it has little, you can kind of see the outer lip, little flange on the outside here, and then there's also a rubber O-ring to seal it. Inside of it is a piece of foam, and then there's a little plastic retainer, almost looks like basically like a little washer. Pop that out of there. Then we can pop this foam out of there. This particular foam originally was saturated with fuel. Not that that's kind of its job, but I already cleaned that out pretty well, so it's dry. And there's another layer here, if we can get this piece apart. And this is where the magic happens. So you've got a little diaphragm here, and then you basically have a check valve. So air can, it's made to allow only one-way flow. So as the fuel goes down in the tank, it allows air to go in and prevents fuel from coming out. So that's the logic of these things. So this is nothing more than a check valve here, just preventing anything from going the wrong way. And then this little diaphragm just restricts the flow. So, but it all goes back together, same way that it came apart. If I remember which way it came apart. Foam, I didn't see any complications with this, really. So and it does flow one way as it's supposed to, so back together. But anyway, so I thought I'd show you all that. Just something you don't really usually get to see, so something a little different today. Like I said, I'm working on editing. It just, for what I'm doing, there's a lot of what I would say boring. I mean, I'm even bored doing it, and I'm the one doing it. So to imagine making you guys sit there and watch me, drone through at standard, whatever image rate or whatever. So I want to fast forward through a lot of that stuff for you. So that's what I'm up to. But just wanted to touch base. Got out a bunch of new subscribers, even in the last week. Last I checked, I was at 240 something, and that's you guys. So thank you very much. There's been a lot of interest in this, and that's hence another reason why I'm trying to pick up on the editing, because I want to create better product for you, just make it more interesting and entertaining, educational, and fun. So should be a variety of topics that we're going to go over. There will be some farming related stuff, lots of repair stuff, because that's what I do here in the epicenter, and then there'll probably be some firewood cutting and stuff too, but you guys know how to do that, so you don't really need me to show you any of that stuff, right? So anyway, that's about it for now, and yeah, blessings on your days. All right.